So I'm working on mounting the coil. I was originally going to put it on the wheel well, but I didn't want to put bolts or anything down through by the tire. I didn't want nothing rubbing. So since I moved the alternator to this side and I'm no longer going to have it on that bracket, I just cut the tabs off that hold the alternator, and I'm going to grind them down some more and smooth it out, and then I'm going to drill a couple holes through, and I am going to mount this coil bracket there so it's flat and sticking that way, facing that way, and then this cable, so I'm not having to fight to find one long enough every time, will just sit right there. I'll just have to backtrack my wiring that I was doing. I can bring it right back through that wiring harness and pull it back with the other wiring. I'll have to take some of the loom off that I did, but I think that'll be better. Then it'll be over here with the engine right next to the distributor. I'll have a better spot for my fuel regulator and my battery, and yeah, that'll be cool. And I've got a custom battery bracket too that I'm going to be putting in that I'll be showing. But yeah, back on it, guys. And the tabs are off and she's smoothed out. There's a couple little low spots there, but I'm going to put holes in and a bracket's going to go over it anyways. And we're going to repaint it. So, but tabs are gone. They sit right there. I think she's gonna look real nice, Clark. Real nice. So she's set in place somewhat. I don't have the bolts on, but then this with the tabs I got will sit just like that. Boom. And it's got, I've got some spacers so it can sit up off it some. Now, they came with these longer ones, but I'm not gonna keep them that long. I'll probably cut one in half and just use one and then have one spare if I need to. But yeah, so we're gonna get this going and I'll show you the results. Yeah, I didn't do a time lapse this time of me working. I didn't think everybody wanted to see a super long video like the last one. So I'm trying to just kind of do a quick update. Like I said, it's Christmas time. I haven't been out here much. I've been doing other stuff. Plus I've been waiting for parts. A couple of the parts for this, a couple of the parts for the battery. Because if you remember last time I was doing wiring. Also fuel cell stuff and fuel lines. So I can get started on that. But I just thought I'd do a quick video for this. So, alright, well, I'm gonna get to it and I'll show you some more. Got my bracket holes mocked out, got the holes drilled out, and I got them threaded. I still might put some nuts on the other side with some nylon inserts or something to, you know, for anti loosening or backing off, so to speak. But yeah, there it is. We gotta repaint and stuff, and I'll put the coil back on and mock it and make sure everything fits good. And there she be. She's all mocked up. Now I can take her off, paint that spot that I cut up on the aluminum. I don't have to cut those lifters, those spacers if I don't want to. I mean, I could cut them just a little bit to lower them some. I might, just a little bit. But other than that, that's a pretty good fit, because now I can just run this cable there, rerun my electrical back up and over to here instead of over here, which I was originally going to do. And yeah, get this painted, and then I can bolt everything in, and I'll get the pump in there too. And we'll have that pretty much there and ready to go. Nice little spot for it, and then it's off there and it's over by the distributor and stuff. I think it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think vibrations and stuff are going to kill it. I mean, you get the same amount over here, I would think, especially when I don't have rubber or poly or anything I mean, I have some poly on my mounts, but they're solid mounts. You know, there's no rubber. I think there's a poly bushing with the bolt and stuff. But other than that, everything's, you know, so. But yeah, cool. That was a quick one. I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I mean, like I said, it's just a fast one. I was just doing that. A little quick customization. Whew, good morning, everyone. We're off to see how the paint dried and put everything back together. It's a cold one out here, so we're gonna need to get that heat on. And paint is dry. Look at that, you can't even tell I cut those tabs off. So I showed a quick, I showed it quick yesterday of kind of a mock-up, and I still only have it kind of mocked up right now with a couple bolts here and there because I have to go get some more M10s so I can finish putting in this power steering pump and things like that. But I'll show another one quick and then we'll get onto the battery tray today. So there she is again, but this time she's all painted. Again, I only have a bolt mocked up for the power steering because I gotta get more M10s, and the rest of my M10s for the rest of the mounts are there. And I gotta put the pulley on for my power steering. But I mean, I think it looks pretty much like it would come from factory, almost like that, you know? And again, I kind of like it right there next to everything. This bracket is from an 87 Thunderbird, came with the engine. I was told, you know, I could use other brackets too, but I just modified this one to work. This pump isn't the original Thunderbird pump because that one had the external filler housing, where this one's got the one built in. I didn't want to have that hanging out either, so I'm going to try this pump on it. I seem to have good room. I do need to get some cables though, that's why I'm only mocking things in. I'm sorry if the heater's a little loud. Again, it is freaking cold out. Yeah, so we're gonna get started, and I think I'm gonna put my battery back here. I got my ground cable in. I gotta put some loom on it to protect it from chafing, and I'm gonna get some brackets to hold it underneath, and then we're gonna try and mount the new tray here, and I will show you the new tray. Ready? This is what we're going for with the new tray. I gotta clear coat it because I want to keep the raw metal look, but this is a tray made from Ballistics, the same company that made my differential cover. They specialize in a lot of off-road stuff. But I'm using them on my truck because I thought the stuff was cool. No means am I sponsored by this company or anything. I just wanted to show the stuff because I thought it was cool. And they are a pretty decent company. The first differential cover was messed up. They tried to make me a new one. They sent it. It was still off a little bit. And I didn't want them to go through the hassle of making another one. So I just got an adapter for it. Which was a little easier, and yeah, so, but I do like some of their products. I think it's cool, and it's gonna go good with this build. I mean, my hood I did the epoxy with the Crypt Keeper stuff, and I am bringing this truck back from the dead, so I thought the skulls and stuff would be fitting. There was a little other things I was gonna do too, interior wise with stuff like that, but I decided that I wanted a little more sleeker race look, so I changed that. But you know, like I said, I got hints of rat rod, I've got hints of hot rod, I've got hints of, you know, just a little bit of every type of car cultural stuff I can try and put into this so far. Yes, and if you see, my lights keep kicking on and off on my Daytona front end I made. They're LED, so that's why if you see them flickering or something, they're actually on all the time. So I made that the other day. I was bored too, so I made that. out of an old front end I had. It had some cracks and some different broken stuff to it. And I could have saved it for a spare for my car, but I'll find another one. If anybody's got one, they can send it to me. All right, let's get started on this. All right, so what I think I'm gonna have to do with this is it leans, because that's not level, of course. But I'll put some holes in here. There's some old holes where something used to mount, and I'll bolt it to the side, and then I'll put, then I'll put like these type of spacers underneath this front, and I'll bolt through the front, because where that lands, let me move this out of the way, where that lands and these bolts are, these old holes are, the tire's not gonna meet there. So I'm not worried about, you know, if this ever scrubbed hitting bolts or anything. So yeah, I will bolt through there with those spacers, hold it there, here, and I would like to do one in this back corner, but again, I don't want that scrubbing at all on there. So I might just tack weld that or something. I don't know, maybe we'll put one, we'll see. Anyways, we're gonna get started. All right, well, I wanted to get started on this, but I need to go to the store and get some more spacers. Apparently, I don't have any more, and I thought I bought extra. So, guess I'm gonna have to go get some more spacers for that. Right now, I guess I'll redo my wiring for the coil and get that back over there and in place, and then I can get on that. Sorry, guys. No better feeling than, you know, tearing stuff back apart, right? Yeah, right. I spent, I don't know how much time last night, 20 minutes, half an hour, running around looking for a marker to make those dots to drill and mark for that mount. And all I had to do was move that battery tray, and it's right there. Huh. Isn't it funny that stuff always happens? You put down a tool and poof, it's gone. Where'd that tool go? All the time. All the time. Doesn't fail. So if some are wondering on wrapping, don't pull your tape this way where it peels off. Flip it around. Flip it around like this to where the backing is tight, and you just roll, it gets a nice tight fit, at least for me. You know, like I said, you don't have to do it this way, but this is how I've been doing it. But it stays a lot tighter if you don't let it get too loose here. You just let it roll around the wire like that. It's a nice snug fit. The wrapping. The other way, you tend to get a lot of loose corners and stuff, at least I do. You might be able to do it better than me, but yeah, so I'm gonna go right back through that wiring because I've got this pulled over here now. So wrap it up and get it back together. I always do that. I start to finalize things before I finish and have to do this. And wiring is all back together, and I got some slack, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I had some slack here in the main harness and I kind of looped it around. I can cut all them and re-splice it and shorten it and clean it up a little bit if I want, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, once I get back, I don't need to hide everything on this build. I mean, some people like to hide everything, like I said in a previous video. I don't need to hide everything, but I still want it to look clean. So, but yeah, there's that part done. Now, to the store I go for the spacers for the battery bracket.